You're listening to AI Prism from Seoul Economic Daily.
Korea just pushed more than $1 trillion of new public capital into startups outside Seoul. Chungbuk is committing 707.2 billion won to build what it calls a second Pangyo Valley. Jeonbuk closed the country's first regional growth fund at 100 billion won, and Naver's digital twin platform just became Saudi Arabia's national standard. It's Friday, August 21st. Let's look at what this means for startups and entrepreneurs in Korea. Korea's startup capital has been concentrated in the Seoul metropolitan area for years. The government is now routing mother fund money into 14 non-capital regions to change that. 2 of those vehicles landed on the same day. Here's what the numbers show. Jeonbuk's Regional Growth Fund closed at 100 billion won, about $71 million, with 60 billion won from the State Mother Fund and 17 institutions participating, including Hyundai Motor Group. The Ministry of SMEs and Startups plans 450 billion won this year, and more than 2 trillion won, roughly $1.4 billion, of Mother Fund capital over 5 years across 5 selected regions. Chungbuk will spend 707.2 billion won, about $505 million through 2030, including a 45 billion won startup park in Osong. Matter of fact, Chungbuk's startup survival rate drops from 65.1% at year 1 to 35.5% at year 5 and 27.1% at year 7. The province will launch a 100 billion won startup fund and a 100.7 billion won regional growth mother fund, alongside a 300 billion won 4-city Chungcheong vehicle. Naver's cloud digital twin platform was adopted as Saudi Arabia's national standard after mapping 6,800 square kilometers and more than 920,000 buildings. So, what does this mean for founders weighing a move into Korea? Earlier, we said Korea is pushing more than $1 trillion of public capital outside Seoul. Here's what that actually means for you. Non-capital regions now come with matched public money, subsidized space, and a named sub-fund pipeline instead of a one-off grant. The survival curve is the counterweight because capital closes the seed gap, not the year 5 gap. Watch the Ministry of SMEs and Startup sub-fund tender opening in September against Jeonbuk's 180 billion won target. Watch the ministry's startup city competition, worth 60 billion won in state funding, that Chungbuk is bidding for. Watch the industry ministry's 310 billion won advanced textile program for 2028 to 2034, which drew more than 200 companies in its demand survey. That's today's AI Prism Founders. This episode was produced with AI assistance based on Seoul Economic Daily reporting and reviewed by a human editor. AI Prism is a WAN IFRA award-winning series. We'll be back tomorrow.
You've been listening to AI Prism from Seoul Economic Daily.